So welcome everybody to our September 15th user meetup. Today we're going to focus on having our demo day for Google Summer of Code. So we're going to showcase the majority of the projects that our interns have worked on throughout this past summer. We have a couple of our interns who had conflicts and they'll showcase their work at a later date. So just as far as the agenda goes, we've already gotten through the introductions and we're going to be moving into the showcase. So before we move into the actual showcases of the work, just want to first off, thank you and congratulate our interns who worked with us this past summer. These were the images they submitted at the beginning of the program. It truly was a pleasure getting to work with all of them throughout the summer. I know even Nikhil got to work face-to-face with members of our community, and likewise, for Duplex and Daniel, as they're based in Cameroon there. So we really appreciate all the contributions that were made that they'll be showcasing today, and we're looking forward to continuing to integrate them closely as deep members of our community on a long-term basis. And then also just want to thank our mentors who were an incredible part of the program and make Google Summer of Code happen. So we don't have them yet on the call today, but thank you to Ishan, Gaurav, and then Anthony, who is on the call. And then Ayuk, Pranjal, Nayan, Ashok, and Satya. So they are the ones who spend the majority of the time working hand in hand with the students. And I just help to oversee the program and make sure everything's going smoothly. So we'll start to move into the showcases. So our first showcase is going to be from Rajan, and he's going to be highlighting the work he's done on our Android field operations app. So Rajan, had a pretty significant project and took on a lot of work that he's going to showcase today, and he's continuing to actively develop the Android app, and we'll soon be shipping a stable version of that in the coming weeks that you'll be able to download on the Google Play Store. So let me just make Rajan the presenter, and he'll show you the work he's done. There you go, Rajan.
Okay, now I'm working on Android client. This is a very good project, and uh, I have worked on many features in Android client, like I have implemented a offline feature and some other functionality, and I have fixed many issues in Android client that is necessary because we want to ship this app to the officer that become very feasible to him, so he don't need to carry a laptop somewhere else. So just open a app and look every detail of the client and do the transaction in offline mode, and when he has a good internet connection, he can sync that transaction and many other features. Now I'm showing that one by one. Here we have yeah, I have made two mode. Before that I have started the Android client only had a one thing that every app is going in a online mode. So I have implemented a mode that is called by offline mode. So here you can switch online and offline mode, and now if you want to create any client, just go, and when you will open first time and this, then you will be downloaded everything that is needed for creating any client. So the template is needed during creating any client. It is loaded and it is saved in a local database. So don't worry about don't worry in the next time that you need to download again. You just need to enter your details, client details. I'm entering any fake data and submit. Oh, sorry. One sec. Okay, now switch in an offline mode. So the any client you will be create during the offline mode, that will be saved in a database. So whenever you have a good internet connectivity, you can sync that client you have created in an offline mode. Here now client saved in a local database. Now you have to do one thing: go offline mode. Now you have the one client, and you can sync. And here still I am in a offline mode, so just go online. This is not syncing because there is a server had just changed something, so I have checked and mailed to the NAN about this, but others also. And you can create groups. You can create groups as also. And here just need one thing: switch to offline mode to save in a database. Now group is saved in a database. You need to just click on sync, and it will be synced. And anything, this is any error will be come from the server, that will be shown to the user. And I will make also a abilities that user, if user get any error from the server, that user is able to edit that save and offline saved client. So I will make in the future. And now the other thing, here we need a functionality that a user, any officer gone in a field, then he want to make a transaction, a loan repayment, saving account transaction, etc. But he does not have any internet connectivity. So here the functionalities I made, he need to only just when he is in a on a on his office and he has a good internet connectivity, then he need to just select the clients. mm, for that he just making the offline any transaction, and then sync the total and all the information of the client information, client accounts and their accounts, and their loan repayment template, their saving account template, everything will be synced. Now user need to do only one thing. When he will go in a sorry, just then he need to when he just gone in a fail, he need to switch in an offline mode. Now he can look every client that is in an offline mode. Now you need to do only one thing. It's now we are doing everything without internet connectivity. Now click any client loan, and now make repayment. And now enter any amount. Now yeah, review transaction, pay. The transaction that I have made right now, it is saved in a database. So I need to do only one thing: go to an offline sync. Now here's a loan repayment transaction that I have made right now. Sorry. 1 sec. Yeah, we have a loan repayment in a local database, and we need to only one thing: sync, go online, loan repayment is sync to the server. And the officer that have the ability to approve that loan repayment, he will approve that. And here now same as we want to create any saving account transaction. Suppose we want to deposit something. Here need to enter details, amount, and process transaction. Yeah, saved in a local database. And Go offline sync and sync. Yep, it is synced. And now here's I made a ability that if we are making any loan repayment and saving account transaction, then I just stopped to the user that he is not able to make any another transaction, because till that he will not sync that previous transaction. So if we make any transaction like here, suppose here withdraw. Yep. Now, he will again try to make that. He's not able to, because we
Oh,
need to sync
Rajan,
that.
you have the Visor Pro notification. Yeah, there.
Yeah, now he need to sync that previous transaction before that making another one. So he but it's the I just stop the user for the single account, that if you want to make any another transaction like another account from another account, here you can make it. And here, yeah, saved. And now user need to do the one thing, we make and go online synced. And I'm working, this is the work I have done, and still I'm working on groups for the same as still we can view the groups. I have changed some of the view, and you can also select that groups there for which you are going to sync that their data. Like we have select some groups and synced, and making the functionality that is the same as in a clients. So I'm still working on it, and so user is not right now. So that is the work I've done during this summer.
Okay,
Yep.
and then Rajan, do you briefly want to touch on just the refactoring you did and some of the bug fixes you made, just at a high level, what refactoring you did and
Yeah,
why that all mattered?
yeah, because when I started this project, the code was on a single place, and it was very hard because the one a single file of Java and had a 2000 lines, and it's a very small screen MacBook Pro, and you cannot read that whole code in a single time. So it was very hard, and it was very hard to everybody to do this. I just talked to Shan that and said that it's very hard, and if we will carry like that in that way, so it will be very difficult to other future developers, because we have a very big API and a very wide API. So we need to do something that will be very good for us for this project. So I told to the Shan, and so we were discussing, and we come in a point that we need an architecture. So some part of the code need to be in a layer, that another layer, and in a different layer, in a different layer, so that uh, code will be very feasible. And the at many places we are before I was started, say a single code that I was using in multiple places, just the code is doing a single functionality, but it is using in multiple places. My means is that the code is copied from a different file in a different file that is the same. So I just told Ishan, and Ishan said me, uh, so you can carry on to implementing the architecture. So I said, give me 700 days to do this. So I have implemented in a my full time in a full time approx 8 and 9 days, and I delivered to Ishan, and he was very happy. And then many my almost work was very easy, because now the code, my 2000 and 2000 lines of code is splitted in a different layers. So now I have a 200 and 300 line code, so I can easily look that code and modify that and easily write a different one. So now the here is um, I made a database layer. So I here in this code I made everything in a layer architecture. So we don't need to that if one functionality is not working, so we need to worry about the whole application. We need to worry about that functionality because it is in a different layer. It is the in a separate layer. So we don't need to whole code. We don't need to go through whole code. Just go to the layer, find out where it works and fix that. It is become very easy right now. So yeah, it was a very good because it was my first time, so I have to read many things doing implementing the this of layer architecture. And thanks to Shan who helped me a lot, and other ones also add and Nan, and
Okay.
everyone is a very thankful to I am very thankful for everyone. So
Well, thank you, Rajan. So, and then we're looking forward to wrapping up the final QA on the work you've done, and then we'll get the Android app shipped out so our community can start utilizing it. So we're looking to do that in the next couple of weeks. We'll have it available on the Google Play Store. And so we'll hold for any questions until all the showcases are done, since we have a lot to get through. So next up, we've got Duplex. So let me unmute you, Duplex, and make you the presenter.
I think
Yeah, Duplex, you should now be the presenter. So, and you can unmute yourself as well. So.
okay.
Okay, hi everyone. Can you see my screen?
Yeah, I can. We can see your screen, Duplex. So.
Okay. I will be presenting my work during this summer, which was very great. I was working on the community app enhancement, which is the main access to the Mifos platform. So it's mainly client based, which we use Angular, JS, and all those front end technology. So the project work was broken down into 5 parts, which I will. So the first part was to upgrade the Angular version of the community app to the latest stable version of Angular, which is 1.5. After that, I have to refactor the community app, the entire community app, to fit the new version of the Angular, and also integrate the CSS preprocessor using the SAS technology. The third part was to fix all the broken components and make the code work perfectly. And after that, I have to work on the reskin of the community app, as you can see the login screen. And finally, I have to minify all the JS files to improve the performance of the application. So from that, the first all these parts have been done. So we started with the upgradation. The Angular version have been upgraded, and everything is working. The refactoring with the introduction of the CSS full processor was also done. The fixing of all broken components done, and the reskin of the community app was also done. So due to the fact that the community app is very large, I will just be navigating through the UI to show you the new skin of the community app. So as from this login page, I will just use the credential Mifos and password. Okay, after that, you can log in and you will see the new home screen. We still have our left nav bar, which is collapsible, and as you put your cursor there, you will see all the component, all the features as I am narrating. So, as you can see, the entire page, we have our menu, the top menu bar, which is still the same, but with some new style. And all the components, in fact, during the reskin of the community app, I have to restructure the code so that it can be very easy maintainable. So you can see the cart there. All the components are divided like you can see. So I will, if you want to create a new client, for example, you click there, and this is the new page to create a client. You can fill all the information and hit the submit button, and everything will be working. You can see the list of all clients, which will be, this is the list of the client. You can go to a client detail page by also clicking there. Okay. Yeah. So also have the product and
Oh, and your audio is cutting out periodically, Duplex, so your connection might be getting weak. So.
oh, I am very sorry for that. Don't know why. It should be the connection. So
Okay, yeah, it's a bit better now. So.
okay. So as I just say, I will just be navigating because I cannot be creating a task. For example, everything is working. My main task here is just to show the reskin, the new skin of the community app. So all the logic part have been done successfully. So I will say that working with Mifos this year was very, very, very exciting because I think that I can say I meet my objective from that I set from the beginning. My level of coding skill have really improved. My communication skill have also improved because as you can notice, my English is not very good, but I can try. So I will really see this opportunity to say thank you very much to you, Ed. Thank to all the entire community of the Mifos. Thank you very much to my mentor, Panja, and all the rest. So I will just stop here. Thanks for your listening.
Okay, well, thank you, Duplex. And so we're just for Duplex's work, we're just doing some final QA, and then there's a few of the pages, we're just wrapping up. And then likewise, as with the Android client, we'll be, shipping this as part of an upcoming release, so you can take advantage of the new skin. And then if you are, an Angular JS contributor and looking to work on some volunteer projects, we're going to be, redesigning and adding some wizard layouts in some of the pages. So we'd welcome volunteers to take on that work. So thank you once again, Duplex, and I'm going to now pass it on to Adyan, who's going to showcase the work he's done on our Mifos X web client as well. So let me make you the presenter, Adyan. Thank you, Duplex.
So yeah, hi. Is everyone able to see my screen?
Yeah, I can see your screen, Aryan. Thank you.
Okay, yeah. So, hi everyone, I am Adhin and I worked on the project Actionable Status Updates, Alerts and Notification module. So this is an overview of my project, like how this project will help the other developers of the community. Okay, so this module will help the developers of the organization to integrate the notification functionality with the use of a simple API. For example, if a developer wants that whenever an event X occurs and some set of user needs to be notified about that event, so he can simply use that API created by me, and with that API, he doesn't need to care about the implementation and any other things, and all other users which he wants to be notified about that event would be simply notified about that project. So my project mainly consisted of working on two parts. The first was the working on the backend part, like for example, the FinRect code, and the second part required working on the front end code, for example, the community app. So these are the points which I will showcase today. So the first would be simply that the notifications are being generated and received by the intended user. Okay. So this is the Mifos X community app, and I will log in into the Mifos account using the Mifos. So I will create a client and submit it. Okay. So a new client was created. And this client was created by Mifos. So if we check the users, uh, we have this is the user Mifos, and it is available in the head office. It is assigned the head office, and we have another user AD, which is also assigned a head office. So we will see whether AD received that notification or not. Okay. So assigning in the AD account. So you can see that a new notification has arrived with one written on it, and it shows that a new client was created. And if we click on that notification, it redirects to that page for the new client which was created by Mifos. And if that user has the permission to activate that client, he can simply click on that button and activate that client. Okay, so this was a simple use case, like notifications are being created and generated by the user. So now I will show you the second point, like how to configure notification for any user. For example, you are the head of the organization and you want that some user is to be notified. For example, I will show. For example, Mifos is the super user of the head office, and he wants that whenever a new savings account is created for a client, AD should be notified about it. Like, so how will you configure that settings, like how AD should be notified whenever a new savings account is created? So what we will do, we will check the role of a AD. So AD has a role of approved client. So what we will do, we will go into the role approved client, and check whether approved client role has the permission to activate the savings account or not, because whenever a saving account is created, then that notification should only be sent to those users who have work related to that account, right? It shouldn't be sent to any other user who doesn't have any work related to that notification. So AD should have the permission to activate the savings account. That's only when he will get the notification like a new savings account was created. So here it is already checked that approved client role which was assigned to AD, it is already checked that he has a permission to activate the savings account. So now I will show you I will create a new savings account for a user, and will show you that AD will receive the notification for new. So you can see that new savings account was created for this client, and now I will check whether AD received that notification or not. So I will go into the AD's account, and you can see that a new notification was received by AD, and it says that a new savings account was created. If I click on that notification, you can see it redirects to the page of the savings account which was created for that client. And I will show that AD has the permission to approve and activate a savings account. So if he approves that savings account, For example, I approve that saving account and submitted. So this savings account was approved. Okay, so Mifos user already had the like permission to activate the saving account because it was a super user and it has all the permission. So we can check whether Mifos received the notification that the savings account which was created by Mifos and approved by AD. Did Mifos get like that AD approved the savings account? So yeah, we can see that a new notification is received by Mifos and it says that new savings account was approved. So Mifos can go to that savings account and see that that has been approved and that was approved by AD. So here, from here on, Mifos can activate that savings account. Okay, so this savings account was now activated, and you can see how this works, like how the notification was generated and it was received by the intended user who has the permission to uh, approve and activate the client. Now, I told you about the users, 3 users which I will take in account. You can see AD1 is in the office underscore 18TA. Now we want like the notification should be received by only those users who are in the same office, not in to the user who are in the different office. So we will check whether AD1 received those generated notification or not. So you can see if I log in into the AD1 account, you can see AD1 didn't receive any notification. These are all the previous notification which I tested for, and he didn't receive any other notification. I can also show you the test, like if the notification is received by office underscore 18TA, it won't receive by the any user of the office head office. Okay, so let me create a client for the office underscore 18TA. So I will create a client QW, and yeah, and this is remember it was created under the office underscore 18TA. So this new client was created. Now I will check whether AD which like I will show you which user received that notification. In optimum case, this user only should receive the notification, and this shouldn't receive the notification because this user is present in the head office, not in the office underscore 18TA. So I will go into the first AD1 round, sign in, and here AD1 received a notification that a new client was created, and he can redirect to that client, and it will show the new client which was created by Mifos for office underscore 18TA. And now I will log in into the AD account. Now here you can see that AD didn't receive any notification of the creation of that account. The last notification which was received by AD was, which I showed earlier, new savings account was created. And another thing which you can also do, that like any user can also see all the previous notification which was received by it by clicking on this link, and he can see all the previous notification which was received by that user. So I covered these points. Only those users will receive the notification who have the work related to that notification. I've also covered this point, how to configure notifications for different users. And notifications are only received by those users who was member of the same office for the notification which was created. I have also covered this point. So yeah, this is pretty much the work which I worked during this summer. And yeah, this is the doc which I created, a user doc, so that a user would be easily can configure the notification. You can read it later, this para. And these are all the notifications which have been currently integrated, like the new client created, new loan created, new loan approved, share account, fixed deposit. So these are all the notifications which will be generated whenever these like event happens. And those notification will be generated for an intended user, like only for those users which have work related to that notification. So yeah, that's pretty much it. This is what I worked during this summer, and yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Adrian, for the comprehensive demo and all the documentation you've got in place. And so, Adrian, like we did have one question from Dennis, and I did want to cover this while you were presenting. So developers can now extend the framework for notifications to be delivered via other channels or other devices. So it could be displayed on the Android client if they want, or a self-service app as well, correct? Utilizing your notifications API?
Yeah, they can do that.
Okay. Yeah, so Dennis, later on we'll send along the links directly to the documentation for Audion's work, and we'll soon be shipping this as part of the Fineract platform too. So look forward to seeing that soon. So thank you, Audion.
Yeah,
So next we're going to step out of the mobile app and step out of the Mifos web client, and we're going to move into some of the external modules that some of our interns have worked on. So first off, we're going to have Nikhil showcase the credit bureau integration that he worked on. So I'll make you the presenter, Nikhil, and then I'll let you take it away. All right, go right ahead, Nikhil.
Yeah, are you able to see my screen?
Not yet. Not quite yet. Now I can.
Okay, so let me take this opportunity to thank Mifos community for being so supportive this summer. They have been very patient and very encouraging during this course of time. Now, before starting the demonstration, let me give you an overview of the project. The basic aim of the project was to give the infrastructure, generic infrastructure, so that the developers could add more credit bureaus, the worldwide credit bureaus to the Fineract platform. The scope of this project was limited to the credit, since the project was very vast. We had to scope it to credit bureaus to India. So we have started integrating the credit bureaus in India. The first one is Equifax. And now the modules, this project has few modules. I'd like to tell you the modules first, and then we'll go on with the description, what exactly those modules are. This project consists of three modules. First one is the address module. The second one is the credit bureau configuration module, and the third one is credit bureau communication module. Let me now start with the description of each and every module by giving the demonstration of what exactly it is. The first module is the address bureau module. This is a prerequisite for your credit bureau integration module. This is one of the functional aspects which credit bureau expects you to have into the Fineract platform so that it would be working. This has been merged into the latest version of the Fineract, and you can see it from the repository, latest repository versions. In order to use this address module, you have to first go and enable the system. And the parameter which needs to be enabled is the enable address. Once it is enabled, you can see, you can go and see the addresses in the client's module. This is the address. Now, in order to add the addresses, go on to add address, select the address which you want, the type of address which you want to add. And now, once this address is entered into the system, the system needs to enable it in order to use that address for the credit bureau. You can do this by enabling the button. And now, once it is enabled, you can go ahead and add another few addresses. Now, if certain address is being already configured into the system, you cannot go and add another same address. So we have made this address module as generic as possible. You can go ahead and configure the fields. In order to enable address fields, we have to go ahead and enter the values in the field configuration table. In order to see this, you have to make this enabled field as enabled. And like if you want few addresses to be few address fields to be mandatory in the system, you can go ahead and like add and mandatory into this column. So suppose over here we have marked street address as mandatory, and like suppose the user doesn't add this address, he will get the notification saying this is a mandatory column. So let's go ahead and test this feature. We'll skip the street address. It will give a notification saying that this is not this has not been entered and it's mandatory field. Like we have also given the functionality to like if the user wants to add some few additional validations, you can go ahead and like add regex to these fields, and the system would go ahead and like validate the fields as well. Now the next upcoming module is the configuration module. This module has been developed, has been integrated into the system, but it is to be merged. It is the next thing to be merged into the community. So let me give you a description of what exactly this configuration module stands for. In order to use the credit bureau into the FinRx system, you have to do a one-time configuration to like enable the credit bureau to your system. Now, these are the dummy data which have been imported. Like, let me give you a demo. How do you add a credit bureau into the system first? This is a way you're going to add a credit bureau into the system, and like once the credit bureau is added into is configured into the system, you can go ahead and map the added the configured credit bureau into your loan product. Now let me give you a description of what exactly these fields are. This is the credit bureau name. Okay, and this is the loan product which you're going to map with the credit bureau, and we have marked this field as is credit check mandatory. So like when this field is mandatory, you cannot go ahead and approve the loan without doing a credit check. And suppose due to some unavoidable circumstances the credit bureau system is down, in those systems you do not want the business to suffer. So we have also added a check saying that okay, if the system if the credit bureau service is not available, you can go ahead and like skip the credit check in order to like continue the business. The last field is like the stale period. In the stale period, you make the system available. I mean, the period for which the credit bureau score is like valid for the loan to be approved for this for the loan to be approved for the user. Now, in order to use this configuration, you have to enable this configuration. Okay, so this was the credit bureau configuration module. The last module is the credit bureau credit check module. Now, like this has been developed, but like it has not been completely integrated into the Mifos credit bureau system, the FinRx platform. The reason it has not been completely integrated is because it expects few functional stuff from the FinRx. One of the functional stuff was like functional requirement was address, which we had estimated and like we have projected before. So like we had implemented it beforehand, but like few stuffs functional requirements which were expected by the credit bureau, we couldn't like estimate it beforehand. But like once we had developed this model, we were like we came across this requirements, and once I have like discussed these things with the community, because like this functional changes would be impacting few other products like another product like loan module is there, and few other stuff is like the family details. The credit bureau also expects few family members to be there, so we have to add an extra table saying that each credit bureau, each client is related with few family members. So it has not been completely implemented. I'm done with the discussion with the community, and once we have implemented the functional changes, the final model will also be completely integrated. So let me demonstrate to you like what exactly it does. Suppose all the things have been implemented, all the configuration has been done. So, and the client has applied for a loan. So once you are done with this configuration and the credit bureau is enabled, you can go and go ahead and check the credit history of the product. Now I've selected few. The report was very large, so I've selected few parameters for just for demonstration purposes. This parameter have been fetched from the report, and this gives a summary of the entire report. So let's go ahead and check, give a credit check for this client. It takes a bit amount of time because credit bureau takes some time for credit check processing. So here we have credit bureau report. The score of this client is 71. The number of active clients which he holds into the MFI is the Indian MFI is 2. The total past due is like 250 rupees, and the due was limited to one account only. And this is the summary of the accounts which he holds. The name of the institution is Equitas. These are the account numbers and the disbursement amount which he had acquired for the loan. This is the second account he holds, and this is the name of the institute, the account number, and so on and so forth. So I've added few debug statements into the code, so like you will be able to see what was the request sent and what was the credit bureau being received. So here is the request being sent to the credit bureau, and here was the response. And like we have fetched few the attributes from the report in order to show the summary to the user. So here's a complete report, and we're going to store this report into the FinTech repository so that it will be used for the logging purposes and audit purposes. So that's what it was about this credit bureau. I'm going to come up with few functional requirements soon with the community. One of the first two requirements would be the family details. We have to add family details to the FinTech platform so that it gives an additional check for the credit bureau. And the last one is like we have to add one. We are thinking about adding one more status in the loan application, wherein suppose the credit check is enabled, and if it is mandatory, we are thinking of parking such applications into a new status, saying that okay, this application has been submitted and they are pending for approval, but it also requires a credit check. And the credit, we also we are thinking of adding basically two statuses. One is credit check pending and credit check has been done. So that's what it from my side. I'm open for the questions now.
Okay, thank you, Nikhil. No, that was very impressive to see the data come in live in real time from the credit bureau there in India. And then one question I had was just around data what data does Mifos send to the credit bureau, and how does that happen? So.
Okay. So here is the data which has been sent to the credit bureau. These are the few mandatory parameters. These are the configuration parameters which the credit bureau expects: the customer ID, the password, and all. These are all the metadata. And
I'm more so meant, Nikhil, not when the credit check's happening, but did you configure the module such that it sends data on the customer's loans into the credit bureau as well? Has that been?
No. See, the required interface provides you the ability to send the name of the client, okay, and do a credit check by giving few identifiers to it. We are not are you saying It's like we are going to submit your loan data to the credit bureau, something like that.
Yeah, yeah, that's what I was asking about.
No, we are not right now we are not contributing to the credit bureau repository as of now. We are just doing credit check.
Okay, but is that part of the roadmap
Yeah,
though?
yeah,
Is
yeah,
okay,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, sure. It is.
Okay, well, thank you, Nikhil. So we've got one more demo, so hopefully everybody can stay on, as I know we're at the hour-long time slot right now. But let me pass the controls over to Daniel so he can start his showcase. So. Okay, Daniel, I've made you the presenter, so you should be able to share your screen now. Yeah, we can see your screen now, Daniel. So. Oh, your audio is really faint though, Daniel. Can you get closer to the microphone? You sound quite far away. You sounded much clearer when you did your introduction earlier, Daniel, so. Yeah, I think we're almost. Yeah, that's better now.
Okay, so for the Google Summer of Code 2016, I worked on the mobile money tool for the Mifos platform. So this tool is supposed to be a generic tool to allow users use mobile money APIs with the Mifos platform. So the project was in two phases. I built this application from scratch. The project was in two phases: the front-end application and then the REST API, which was used to interact with the Mifos platform and to handle the mobile money transactions. So far, this is what I managed to get working. Clients can withdraw money from the Mifos platform into their mobile money accounts. They can save money to the Mifos platform from their mobile money accounts. They can send money to other clients in the same MFI through using mobile money. They can do loan repayments, and users of the app can do loan disbursals into mobile money accounts, and then you can view transactions. All of this I did using MTN mobile money as a test case, and the guys at Skyrabas are currently testing that. So the work left is making the application generic and production ready, adding unit tests and updating the documentation. So the unit tests will ensure continuity and code integrity. The documentation will explain how to set up the mobile money tool for both offline and online platforms. Also, I'm supposed to add support for SOAP APIs. Right now, we support just REST APIs. So from that, I'll just show a little demo on what I did. So I've started the server here. As you can see, the server has started. This is
No, Daniel, I think we lost your audio. No, can everyone else still hear Daniel? Daniel, I think we lost you. So. Anthony, are you able to hear Daniel? Okay, Daniel, if you can try. Yeah, we still can't hear you, Daniel. So if you can try.
Can you get me now?
Yeah, we can hear you now.
Okay, so these are the clients from the Mifos platform. So I was saying that with this application, you don't need to like create different accounts for the clients to use with mobile money. You just need to run the application and you get all of the information from your platform, and you have access to all the client information that you need for mobile money. So if, for example, we select one client, So these are the transactions that we can do with a particular client. You see the assigned staff to that particular client, and you can click on any transaction here to like carry out a transaction with that client. Say for example, we go to loan disbursals. So these are the loan accounts for this particular client, Smith R, and this is the this is the only account for which they can do. There's a possibility of the disbursal action on that is an account. This account is still pending. So all of this information is from the Mifos platform, and if we select that, we see you can disburse to the savings account and to a mobile money account. So if, for example, we go with this, and so this part here, the amount here is like, for example, when disbursing an account, a loan, you don't need to like get all of the money out. You must not necessarily get the money. So the client can specify how much they want to get from their current disbursal account here. I'll just put one. So the transaction here fails because this account was not configured for loan disbursals on the Mifos platform. So if the account was like configured for loan disbursals to like savings account, that's when it will work for like sending the money to the mobile money account. So for the other transactions, I'll just try another. Save, come back to the client list. So if we go for example, loan repayments, credit that account. So you see, cash collect service not found. The money in my mobile money account is finished, but if that was successful, you actually get a success message in the toast, and you'll be recorded into the database. So if you can. So these are transactions that I carried out in the past, savings and withdrawals. So currently I'm working on the configurations for making the application generic, so other developers can like add their own mobile money APIs. So right now I'm using MTN mobile money as a test case, but in a few weeks time I'm hoping to have a generic solution for the community, so others in other regions can use. That's it for my presentation.
Okay, and then Daniel, you also have it configured such that when, once you've configured the mobile money APIs, Mifos will be listening to transactions that are occurring on the mobile money platform, and those get recorded there.
Yes, that has been tested and is actually recording the transaction. So it does not save to the database unless it has been recorded on the Mifos platform. So it's an all or nothing. So if for example a transaction is successful in mobile money and it fails on the Mifos platform, everything is cancelled. If it's successful on the Mifos platform and fails the mobile money platform, everything is cancelled. So it's all or nothing.
Okay, well, thank you for that demonstration, Daniel. We're looking forward to having another showcase when you can show, all of the use cases, and you've genericized it. So.
Sure.
Okay, so, and then there's a few questions from Philippe there. So, if you see those in the chat. So. Okay, well, thank you everybody for joining us today. like I'll send along the link to the slides, which also has links to, the final reports from each of the students on their work, which points to the documentation and overviews of what they've done. But let me, unmute everybody to see if there are any questions. And I know we're past our hour-long time slot, so feel free to drop and roll off the call if you need to, but we can field any questions in the last few moments that we're all on. So. Okay, so I've unmuted everybody in case you had any questions for any of the interns on the work they've done. So. And I know we had several questions that were in the chats, and we'll be following up with additional details via email on where we didn't answer any questions that you all had. And we will be showcasing the work of the other interns later on. So Mohit, who wasn't able to join today, he worked on enabling offline access in the Chrome browser through the Mifos web client, and so he'll be able to demonstrate that. And then Vishwajit has worked on our Android self-service app, and there's still a bit of work on that, but we've made good progress, and we're continuing to move forward with that. Okay, well, thank you to everybody who joined us today, and once again, thanks to our Google Summer of Code interns and the mentors who guided them along the way. Take care, and we'll send a recording of the screencast, and then we'll notify you when each of these modules or applications are ready to be shipped to the community. Hello, everyone.
Thanks.
Bye-bye.
Thanks,
Bye.